Imagine standing before a mirror, preparing for an important meeting, your mind filled with doubts. Does she like me? Logically, how can I understand her true intentions? These questions have haunted men for centuries, from ancient philosophers to modern Silicon Valley entrepreneurs. But what if I told you that the ancient Stoics, those masters of self-control and wisdom, left us keys to understanding human behavior that are still relevant today? Marcus Aurelius said, "Observe the movements of the stars as if you were revolving with them." Let's apply this principle to our topic. Instead of getting lost in guesswork, let's learn to observe and understand. The first sign we'll examine is mirroring. When a woman unconsciously copies your gestures, posture, or speech tempo, it's an ancient mechanism of establishing connection. Picture a modern scenario. You're in a cafe, you take a sip of coffee, and a few seconds later, she does the same. Or you adjust your collar, and she instinctively touches her neck. The Stoics taught us to notice patterns in nature. This skill applies here as well. The second sign is expanded presence. In the age of social media, this becomes especially evident. She doesn't just appear in your feed, she actively engages with your content, leaves thoughtful comments, reacts to your stories. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to us, but how we perceive it that matters." So pay attention to the quality of this interaction, not just the quantity. The third sign is time investment. In our insanely busy world, time is the most valuable resource. When a woman finds ways to extend the conversation, asks follow-up questions, remembers details from your past talks, it's a strong indicator. For example, if you mentioned an upcoming presentation and a week later she asks how it went, that's not a coincidence. The fourth sign is proactive care. The Stoics believed that true virtue is shown through actions, not words. When a woman shows care without being asked, sending you an article on a topic you're interested in, recommending a useful podcast, warning you about traffic on your usual route, it signals deep interest. The fifth sign is vulnerability and openness. In a world where everyone tries to show only their best version, the willingness to share doubts, fears, and failures is a special form of trust. If she tells you about mistakes at work or shares childhood memories, it's a sign of a deeper connection. The sixth sign is physical synchronization. In a modern context, this can even happen online. She always replies to your messages at a certain time, adapting to your schedule, or she plans her workouts at the same gym and time as you. The seventh and final sign is focused attention. In an era of constant notifications and digital noise, if she puts her phone away in your presence, maintains eye contact, and remembers details from your conversations, it speaks volumes. Seneca once said, "Life is long enough if you know how to use it." The same applies to relationships. It's not about the amount of time spent together, but its quality. But remember the core lesson of Stoicism. Our reaction to these signs must remain balanced. Don't let either excitement or anxiety cloud your judgment. Use this knowledge as a tool for understanding, not as a reason for rash conclusions. In the end, true wisdom is not about flawlessly reading signals, but about staying true to yourself and your principles, regardless of how others react. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The best way to protect yourself is not to become like them." In the context of relationships, this means remain genuine, respectful, and mindful, whether or not your feelings are reciprocated. Remember that every encounter is an opportunity for growth and self-discovery, even if it doesn't lead to the expected outcome. Practice these observations with the wisdom of the Stoics, attentively, impartially, and with readiness to accept any outcome.